My computer recognizes the name of this particular ship to be named Jovian. Hoping pronouncing it the right way, but from now on, that is how we are going to refer to this particular ship. I want to take this opportunity to thank all of the channel supporters out there that are supporting the channel financially, and if you are willing to do so yourself, there is a link in the video description. So if you guys are here and interested in all of the statistics and all of the backstory about this particular ship, I'm just going to give you guys a glance at it. They do have a lot of text up here. Now, I definitely read all of these statistics on another video. I'm going to link that particular video in the description, but you can also pause the video and have a look-see of all of the numbers and all of the information that you guys are going to see. But I'm interested in this one. Equipped with this vessel has this weapon, so they are talking about the harvester mode. No, the experimental weapon. So, threat detergent charge launcher. Okay, so that's going to be something. Equipped with this weapon has a passive masking effect on your ships, on your other ship's systems, making them appear to be less threatening than they otherwise would. This has a passive effect on reducing the amount of threat your starship generates. This thing might be upgraded like a standard weapon, swapped out by another experimental weapon, and placed in any other experimental weapon slots on different ships. Very nice. We are definitely going to level this thing up and unlock the Starship Mastery, the new trait that it comes with, and see how this thing is going to perform in combat. But that's going to be later on. Right now, I'm going to make this one my current. Now, I do want to mention that I am currently on the triple testing server because I want to test this thing out before I actually put any resources into it. And I highly recommend you guys do the same. Without further ado, let me just make this my current starship and go through the paces. Now, I do want to show you guys this particular part of the video. This is how it comes equipped, or at least pre-equipped with all of these items that are basically useless right here, except this one. All of them are just the levelless items that are basically going to discard. But I want to show you guys this. This particular ship, or at least all of the ships, have the option to be upgraded to a tier 6X. Right here, the X variant. So in addition, if you're going to do that, you're going to get an extra device slots, extra universal console slot is going to be right here, and you're also going to get you're going to get an extra trait slot that you can slot on when you're going to fly this particular ship. Now keep that in mind. Now I'm not going to upgrade this thing. Did I make it my current? I forgot. Yes, it is. Okay, cool. Now I am going to go over here and start the customization on this thing. The way it looks, and you guys have already been adequate in comparing this thing to a chicken feet or a crow feet, something like that. For me personally, if I had at a glance, if I actually saw this particular ship, I was gonna think like this is some kind of Tholian ship, because it kind of has that vibe, that design, because it has like those 3 prawns coming out of it, and that's basically the way Tholian ships actually look like. But this thing is different if you look at closely. This if you can call it the facing of the ship, it's kind of nice. Now I don't know, and I don't believe this has any mechanical parts up here. These two, or these things actually look like they're bolted on, so they might actually like swivel up and down. I don't know, maybe, but we're definitely going to see that in combat if they move or not. So let me give you the paces. So you got the top view, you got the aft view. Oh, sorry, this is the front view. Oh man, I kind of weird. Top view, front view, left view, rear, and the bottom version, and also the right. Now there is only one template of this thing, is just the radar. Hopefully Nope, no different windows, no different material types. All right, this is going to be a short version of the customization part. Now we do have the option to customize the patterns overlay that you can. Oh, I chose the same one twice. That's not good. I'm just choosing a couple of on random. I've chosen random twice, the same thing. So these are, you know, pattern overlays that I've chosen on random, and I'm going to make this thing a very hideous just like that. Oh my god, yes, I know it is very bad, but I am showing all of you guys the parts that you can basically fiddle around and change to your liking. Obviously you can make this thing look like very bad, but it also reminds you of a squid somehow. Maybe, you know, the squid has lost a couple of its tentacles and only has 3 left. Because these things are definitely at the aft part of this ship, aren't they? Okay. Let me go and fire up another character of mine and see how big or small this thing is compared to the Lucari science vessel. This is space, the final. This is where we are going to compare the Jovian Intel. It's a heavy. Is it a heavy raider or it is a heavy raider? Okay, Jovial Intel heavy raider versus the Lucari scout ship right here, and you can actually see it is a little bit bigger than the Lucari scout ship. If you guys have access to this thing, it is very tiny, and this thing is tiny, but not tinier than the science, the Lucari science vessel. Now, I want to say that this thing is much bigger than La Sardina. If you happen to have that or seen that particular ship, that one is, I believe, one of the tiniest ship that you can have in the game, but this one is kind of the same, but it is just a little bit bigger. Now, coming from, you know, whenever you're beaming from ground to space, I spotted this thing, and this thing was like very nice in when it comes to animation. So here we go. That is the universal. Is it the universal console? Yes, it is, right? No, this is just the. Oh, okay, it is the universal. Okay, so anyway, this is the universal console slot, and it basically transformed this ship. So I was right about these prawns up here. They basically move about. But anyway, I'm going to let you guys be amazed at this particular part. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, and click.
Warning.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Engage weapons and engines.
So this thing is totally detached from the ship. These prawns actually came forward, and you have this massive ball up here that I just ate. That the ship just ate because it was hungry. It was harvesting stuff. But obviously, the harvesting mode has a couple of benefits to a couple of passive stuff. Let me just go through it right here. So, you know what? Let me just grab the information. Why am I being so dumb sometimes? Anyway, by outfitting a ship's specialized micro emitters alongside integrated scanning and targeting technology, standard use tractor beams have been combined with energy transfer technology to act as a suitable aggression salvaging system. When engaged, these emitters will automatically target the nearby enemy ships, stripping power and materials from them. The result in reducing their power levels, dealing kinetic damage, and slowing them down. Once the emitter have been spent on harvesting enemy ships in this way, all gained resources are then automatically applied to the host vessel in a myriad of rebooted by your ship will grow the amount of harvesting materials that were successfully gathered. All right, we just read that. And we just... Did we just read this? No. Upon activation, engage a special set of mid-range tractor emitters that are designed to aggressively harvest materials and data from other ships, which will lash out rapidly at nearby vessels. Each foe affected by one of these tractor beams will immediately have their subsystem power drained by a small amount, get briefly slowed and suffer a moderate amount of kinetic-based damage, as well as ships in infrastructure is harvested. Each time this happens, your ship will build up a pool of resources represented by stacks of harvesting buffs. When harvested mode expires, your vessel will utilize this pool of resources to improve all aspects of your performance, representing by an increase to all space skills. Furthermore, if your stacks of the harvester buffs reach certain threshold, special weapon firing modes will automatically enable for several seconds. Wow, this is nice, not bad. I like it already. Without actually, seeing the visuals. We kind of did see the visuals because Ambassador Kale meant like that GIF or that short video, whatever he did. So we kind of know how it's going to apply versus the enemy. But if you guys are very interested in that, I'm definitely going to use this in the space combat portion of this video. Up to 2 foes within 5 kilometers? Really? I thought it was like 5. Anyway. So next amount of kinetic base damage, -10 to all power levels, flight speed reduction, adds stacks of harvesters to self at maximum 30 stacks. To self after 15 seconds, remove all of the harvester stacks, +2 to most starship skills per stack of harvester for 15 seconds. What? That's nice. If harvester stacks apply, beam overload 1, 2, and 3, and cannon rapid fire 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so that's the special mode that they were talking about. If you have a lot of these things, so skill that affect this ability. So EPG, exotic particle generator, and also control expertise. I like it. So mastery unlock level 1, accuracy +5, level 2, defense +5, level 3, kinetic energy based damage +10%, level 4, 15 critical severity, not bad. And the unlockable starship trait, precision scraper damage from surgical strikes, beam overload, and tractor beam, creates rollover buffs for team, basically just like the Kobayashi Maru in space, giving buffs at random. When damaging a foe with yada yada yada, creates a randomized rollover buff for teammates within 10 km of damaged foe, maximum once per 2 seconds, chosen from the following list. So +10 to bonus all damage, +10 to maximum hit points, +20. Oh, sorry. Wait a minute. That's +10% in bonus all damage. That's also +10% in maximum hit points. The next one is +20 all damage resistance reading. So, more tanky, more beefier. +20% in maximum shield capacity, and also +20% in flight speed. So you can swoosh all over the place. Now, the bridge officer seating right here, the only thing that is bound is this particular bridge officer seating. So you have a commander tactical / intelligence station. So you kind of need to have one of them dealing DPS, I'm guessing. So this ship doesn't have a secondary deflector slot. So you can actually see it up here on the console layout as well. You have 5 console for tactical. So this is definitely one of those ships that is going to bring the pain to the enemy. For survivability, not so much, and also for science, not so much. So you can't really utilize this particular ship for tanking purposes or for crowd control and debuff and all that good stuff. But this thing is definitely going to be able to bring the pain in terms of raw pew pew pew. Anyway, let me just go through the whole bridge officer seating. So you have 2 lieutenant commander universal stations, so one up here, one up here. You have an ensign universal station, and you have a lieutenant universal, and that is also a miracle worker station. So you have the intelligence up here, and you have the miracle worker station. So a combination of yeah, you guys are more into the abilities that you guys are going to use rather than me. But this is how it comes. 5 weapons on the front, 1 on the aft, and the experimental weapon. So it's kind of nice that they put already a 360-degree targeting arc. The turret up here, the experimental is also not bad, to be honest. Let me just get a closer look. This is a 360-degree targeting arc, so you can definitely bring the pain. It's going to do electrical damage with 100% shield penetration. 10% chance to placate for... Okay, that's nice. When this weapon is equipped, minus 50% in global threat generation. Only active if threatening stance is not on. So very, very nice. I don't actually remember if I ever had the threatening stance on, but this thing is definitely going to reduce the threat generation versus the enemy. So it's kind of nice, not bad. I'm liking this thing. I just had a quick look-see at the exchange, and it turns out that this particular ship is currently up for grabs around 1 billion. Now, obviously, that price is going to go lower and lower in the foreseeable future. But should be around maybe 800 or 900 in that ballpark, because it is an Infinity from the Infinity Lockbox, so it is kind of, you know, it's going to be expensive if you want to have this thing. Now give me 2 seconds to grab the Admiralty card. All right, so for those that are interested in this particular ship, the Jovian Intel Heavy Raider Tier 6 comes with 4 stars in its rarity. You have 29 points in engineering, 66 in tactical, and 31 in science. The special ability, if you're going to slot this thing with another ship in your projects, up here you're going to get a minus 25% in maintenance per engineering ship that you equipped on the same project. Maintenance is 18 hours because it's not being utilized right now. Now I am going to level this thing up because do we really need to see this thing? I mean, it's just gonna give us you know, it's just going to be like the Kobayashi Maru. It's just going to give us buffs in around, you know, around the enemy within 10 kilometers. So I'm going to equip this thing as I see fit. Obviously, this is not a build video. This is just to showcase how the ship is going to play out with, you know, the bare minimum, obviously, the things that all of you guys can have access to. And obviously from there you guys can build it upon yourself to make it better in terms of DPS or raw DPS power that you're going to be out of. And I'm just gonna equip it the way I think it is going to suit me and my playstyle. Obviously that's gonna, you know, for some of you that might not be the ideal way of equipping or flying this particular ship, but it is the way I love to fly in Star Trek Online with the ships that I want. So I'll be right back, and then we can do a little bit of a gala patrol. I really don't see the need to upgrade this thing all the way to level 5 because, yeah, I'm mostly interested in this thing, so I'll be right back. Alrighty, so I equipped it, everything that I needed, that I thought is going to be interesting, including this particular ship. Can you guys guess what shield vanity visuals these are? I'll give you like 2 seconds. Yep. Yeah, you're wrong. It's not that one. It's a section 31. I was like, what is it making these lines appear? I don't know if that's a bug or anything like that, but it's kind of weird. Or at least I think it's weird. Anyway, this is how I made this thing. A couple of consoles that are not complementing each other. These are just, you know, things that I thought, hey, might be interesting to show off these things. I love the warp core and I love the protomatter field projector. This is definitely a survivability console, and these two platforms actually complement each other because they're torpedo stuff. Not a build video, as I always say. I got a couple of Miracle Worker. I got a little bit of Intelligence, Bridge Officer powers up here that I'm going to show you guys. And right now I'm definitely going to zoom out because this is how I play with this thing, or at least am going to play with this thing, and I'm going to rock it like this in a patrol mission. Where is our gala? Is all the way at the end. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, click. Now, like I said, I did not upgrade the mastery all the way to level 5 because it's just going to be the random buffs that you normally are going to get in space, just, you know, by the Kobayashi Maru. Now, hopefully I'm not going to get a disconnect, and if I do, I'm going to cut the video and be right back. So it did put me on a disconnect. Now, hopefully right now it should load up the Argala Patrol mission. There we go. Yes, wanted. Alright, now I always say this is not a build video, but I kind of put everything on a key binding right here, so everything is going to be fired on the enemy if I press my DPS rotation button. There goes. And I do want to mention that the weapons that I'm using are the Ilachi beam weapons. And these go off on Disruptor, and I don't have anything that complements Disruptor on this thing. As you guys can see, the tactical console slots up here, all of them have been equipped by just universal stuff, so it's not enhancing the beams. The beams are at level 12, purple, coming out of the box or the exchange, basically have not been upgraded any. Ooh, what is that? Did you guys see that? What was that? Is that the universal, the experimental? Oh, it is. Oh, when this thing fires, it goes like on electricity mode. Look at that. And it also misfired. Hey, where are you going? Come back. Hit the enemy. Hit this guy. Oh, this thing fires weird. It fires at the back and then moves forward. Okay. So it comes from the back and then moves towards the enemy. So everything in... I'm guessing everything in that line is going to get hit. We'll have to see. Do I have a gravity well? No.
Looks like our fight got them to notice
do I
us.
have anything that... Yes, I have this thing. This thing can function as a gravity well, because it's going to pull everybody in the vicinity. Let me actually do that and see how this thing is going to work out. Need to be a little bit closer. There we go. So everybody is going to be pulled, and I'm going to target an enemy. Here we go. Hey, enemy, come back here. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, click. It fires over there and it goes towards the enemy. All right. It fires over here and it goes towards the enemy. And there it did like a critical thing. Nice. And there it goes towards the enemy. 4K, not bad. And how about now 4K as well with flanking. Okay, that's just, the animation is way too long for me. I don't know about you guys, but the animation is just weird. Firing off some torpedo spreads right there, dealing nice, not bad, dealing a moderate amount of damage. Now you are seeing a flanking more often because this thing comes equipped with radar flanking. All of the raiders have that radar flanking that actually deals out a little bit more damage if you are in the enemy's rear. I believe 33% more damage. Correct me in the comment section if I'm wrong about this. In terms of DPS, I'm not seeing this thing do a lot of damage, to be honest. They are 6K, but then again, it's not buffed. How much damage does it do right there? I don't know. There, 3K, 4K. I'm not seeing a lot of damage on this particular experimental weapon. But that might be just, my build. That it's not being enhanced by electricity-based damage. The visuals are nice, not bad, to be honest. We are in prime position right here to fire this thing. In 3, 2, 1, click. This is the harvester mode. It is basically harvesting these guys, material types, and it's bringing them to me. I'm at 30, and that's the continuity kicking in. So now my weapons should be having more damage. Because every... Ooh, 12K, okay, not bad. Okay, I'm guessing everything has been increased because I do have the... Oh, the buff is already gone. Electricity, 1k, 7k. I don't know. I don't know. In terms of having fun with this thing, yes, it is turning really quickly, even though everything is on balance. That also needs to be mentioned. All of the power levels are on balance mode, so everything is like 50%. I like it. I like it a lot, to be honest. Even though I don't fly these particular ships, as you guys can actually see, I'm kind of flying the way I normally fly a carrier or a big ship, battle cruiser of some sort. These things are basically meant to fly like this, and I'm actually going to show you guys how these things are meant to be flying. So this is the enemy, and I should be positioning myself at the rear of this guy, so I have always the increasement 33% more damage. So if this is going to be my next enemy, I need to move over here and position my ship right here at this guy's rear, and then do the increasement in flanking damage. You guys can actually see all of the numbers have flanking, so they're basically 33% more damage output over there versus these guys, these enemies. Some fancy stuff. Override subsystem safeties. What is this? The warp core, destabilized warp core, and I also have the other one right here. So overwhelming power regulators. Doing some pew pew versus the enemy. I like it. I like it. Not bad. Is this thing actually worth the 1 billion that's currently on the exchange? Around 900, 800 when it's settled down a little bit. I don't know, the jury's not out on that. I'm gonna leave it to you guys. If you guys find it, if I find this particular ship to be interesting enough. Oh, that's gonna hit me. Yes, it did. All right, let's move towards these guys with evasive maneuvers. I'm gonna use the harvester mode again. So here it is, all of the visuals in 3, 2, 1, click. So it kind of does the same animation as the Klingon Empire, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. And it pulsates, and then switches back, and then eats everything that it just harvested. So it goes inside my mouth, the ship's mouth. Oh, nice. So again, flanking bonuses right here at the enemy's rear. Whenever you're doing damage on a radar particularly, you're going to get that boost in damage output. Very good, very nice. I like it in terms of the visuals. I like it in terms of the way it is performing, even though I'm not the one that is going to give this particular ship the best terms in DPS. It's not going to get the full benefit out of this particular ship when it comes to, you know, dealing DPS with this thing. Obviously, you guys are more in tuned in that than me, but I just go off in the things that I like and I don't like about this thing, and there are not a lot of things that I don't like, but I don't see this thing to be worth that particular much of money. It is a lot of money to say 800 million for, or needs to put down 800 million at least for a particular ship, but I like it. I like it. The harvester mode is definitely going to be something that you guys are going to take advantage of. The trait, I don't know about the trait. The trait is more of a gimmick, to be honest. Come here. So it's going to give us like, you know, random buffs, rollover buffs for your teammates in 10 kilometers. It doesn't state how long these buffs are going to last though. But yeah, this thing is nice. It's not bad, to be honest. The pricing is a little bit high. The pricing for getting this thing is also a little bit high. If you're one of the lucky ones that actually are opening the Infinity Lock boxes with master keys and actually winning one of these things. In overall performance, I like it. I like it a lot, even though the pricing is a little bit high. But then again, you kind of need to have a little bit of money to have the good stuff in SEO, right? That's kind of like a second thing as of late. Everything is getting more and more expensive in Star Trek Online, and actually in the rest of the world as well. But anyway, I'm going to end this video. I like this ship. I like it a lot. It is a raider, so you're going to get that raider flanking bonus. Also gather intel and all of the special intel abilities right here that comes with this thing. What else? 5-1 weapon layout with an experimental weapon slot attached to it. You have enough weapon consoles to enhance this, and by weapon consoles I mean tactical consoles. And if you level this thing to a tier 6X version, you're going to get another one, so giving you a total of 12 console slots. So you have 5 right here, you have 3 and 3, so giving you 11 console slots on the normal stuff, plus an experimental giving you 12 console slots. Enough to say you can have, you know, fun with this thing. Guys, hopefully you guys had a little bit of fun, knowledge, entertainment coming out of my channel. I'm gonna say later.